Good morning. Poolside Perspectives with
Angel and Michelle.
That's right.
So Michelle, I brought these out to show you today and all of you. We're going to be talking about nasal hair and other random banter.
Yeah.
But I'm always talking about my Chanel lip stain because I absolutely love it. And the problem that I have with this Chanel product is the little applicator doesn't extend all the way to the end, and you can't get the product that's up at the top. Do you see that? You only get a little portion of it in the middle. Not only that, but it really dries your lips out. So yesterday I went to CVS or Walgreens, I think, and then I just happened to look up and I found this cheap one by Maybelline, because Chanel's very expensive, as you know. So if you want the lip stain that doesn't come off on your drinks and coffee cups or kissing people or whatever, then this Super Stay 24-hour color by Maybelline, I tried it and it actually works.
You were impressed.
I'm impressed. So no more expensive Chanel, or if you can't find the shade, Chanel doesn't have the shade that I want. So they randomly change out their shades. But
wow, you would think that from a marketing perspective and for product retention, they would keep the ones that are popular.
Or expand their selection too, because they have like red, and then they have Christmas red that's kind of orangey, which is kind of gross. I'm not a blue red. I'm a blue red girl. I'm not an orange red girl.
Me too.
Yeah. So anyway, so this color I love. But anyway, so somebody wanted us to talk about nasal hair.
So there's a girl I work with, and she's always telling me about European Wax, I think is the name of the company, European Wax Center. And so I went in there to have some maintenance done. We have different kinds. Yeah. So I was introduced to a nasal wax. I had never had one done before. She's like, I was, just for the record, I was having my chin waxed. As we age, sometimes we have to do maintenance.
Get this hair out of your face.
Thank you.
So it doesn't poke you in the eye.
And anyway, so she's like, oh, do you want your nose waxed? And me being me thought, okay, she's going to wax this part of my nose. I'm like, oh.
So I would have thought.
Yeah, so you're exfoliating my face. Why not? That's a great idea. Well, that was not it, sister.
I don't think we have
hair on
our
list. What happened. So she waxed it. I was just kind of like thinking like a seaweed mask or something. Maybe they just put the wax on there and then pull it off and then exfoliate your pores. Was kind of like my thought process with that. And so she gets this Q-tip with this purple, bluish, I don't even remember, it was purple or blue, glob of hot wax. And I'm like, oh, what are you going to do with that? And she's like, I'm going to wax your nose. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I'm going to insert it in your nostril. And then I'm going to pull it out. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, she did it. And for a split second, went back to when I was 17, I had to have a rhinoplasty or a nose job done. And they pack your nose and they pull out the gauze, and it feels like they're pulling your brains out. For about 2.2 seconds, it was kind of like that, but not as bad. And so she did the other side, and I was really surprised because I could breathe better than I could ever breathe before. And I'm like, oh my God, who would have thought? And she's like, it's really, really popular, especially amongst middle-aged men.
Oh, I could tell you some middle-aged men that need that.
Yeah, exactly. So they just stick it up your nose and then yank it out.
Didn't it hurt?
It hurt, but I could breathe better than I ever could breathe before. So that was my nasal wax experience.
But don't we need our nose hairs to filter out like the environmental factors and stuff?
So that's what they're designed for. However, they don't do all of them. They just do like the frontal ones, and then the back ones, they don't go too far back. So it's kind of like they just insert and they just know that it's like towards the front of the nasal cavity, I guess. I have no idea. All I can tell is I breathe better. I did have a flashback there for a minute, of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, watching that movie, and I was like, oh, wow. But would I do it again? Yeah, I think so.
So yeah,
do it again.
What do you do when you see somebody that you're talking to and they've got those nose hairs?
Well,
what do you do?
Sometimes I want to just tell them. However, I think there's a difference in being honest with someone and telling them they have a booger hanging out of their nose and they want to take care of that, and telling them they have hair sticking out of their nose and they really need to trim that.
So yesterday I was at the salt room. And this guy the doctor, he had a booger.
Oh no! Did you tell him? Were you kind?
He was talking the whole time, and I was trying not to say anything. And I'm like, I said, oh, you have some salt on your nose. Because I knew it was a booger, but I didn't want to say it. Look at my hair. It's all shaggy.
So you brought it to his attention and let him figure it out on his own.
Yeah.
I would have just said, you need to.
I just said, I think you have some salt on your nose, so he didn't have to be embarrassed.
Well, if it was you, I'd just say, hey, you need to go take care of that booger that's hanging out of your nose.
Right? So
I think that's that level of
intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a level of intimacy with people you're closer to. Then you can be more honest, I think. But
well, yeah, let's go back to the hairs. Like I know that we sometimes have them sticking out of our nose. No, you don't. You're fine.
Okay.
So we have to
maybe she's trying to send me a message.
So I would just tell you you've got one sticking out of your nose.
Maybe she's trying to tell me something.
No.
Let's get back to that, Angel. We're not done.
Yeah. Bring it back. Bring it back, girl.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. But she was telling me that, yeah, it's very common for middle-aged men to go in and get their eyebrows and do their manscaping with, the nose.
But you don't have to be middle-aged. I mean, really, you think about it.
No, but that's what she was saying was who goes in there, pretty much. It wasn't the younger ones. It was like the middle-aged guys that were doing it.
Wait, are we middle-aged?
I don't know what you are. I'm living a fabulous life, and I don't feel old at all.
I'm not middle-aged yet.
I don't think so.
I'm just here to tell you all.
Yeah. So, yeah. So she was saying that they get their ears waxed. And
as they should.
And their nose.
Yep.
And
clean that stuff up.
Clean that up. And that men were microblading now.
What's microblading?
I'm not really sure. I think it's something to do with eyebrows or whatnot. I've been blessed with my eyebrows, and so... yeah. And then she had this really cool brow filler that is kind of like makeup, but, you just fill it in.
Oh, let's talk about eyebrows, because you know what I learned from my friend Marisa? She's an esthetician. When they comb your eyebrows up and then trim them, that is really bad. You're not supposed to do that. No? Did you know that?
No.
Because when they do that and they lay back down, you have gaps. And in order to avoid the gaps, you're supposed to comb them in the direction of the eyebrow and just trim that way. Don't comb them up. That's what my friend taught me. But I've had other estheticians do that, and then they jack up my eyebrows. And I have gaps. And you know what they say? Why don't you just paint some stuff in it? I don't want to have to paint my eyebrows.
So let me tell you, when I was younger, hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
My best friend from Texas.
We're going to Texas to see you.
Yes, we are. We were talking about that today. So she'll remember, I think I was pregnant with Dakota or just had Dakota, one of my children, and I decided I was going to wax my eyebrows. Well, Michelle does not have any business waxing her eyebrows at all.
As long as you don't wax them brows yourself.
That's right. Because what happened was is I waxed them, and I only had this much eyebrow left. And so I had no eyebrows, like that much, and then I had to pencil on the end. And so my ex-husband would tease me and say, "You got some Adolf Hitler eyebrows going on there."
Oh my God, you would have needed the lash boost.
Oh my goodness!
Put the lash boost right there; it'll grow your eyebrows.
Yeah, it was bad. It was.
It sounds bad.
I'm blessed that they grew back in.
So my first time having an eyebrow wax was when I was getting ready for my first wedding. And the lady doing my hair, she goes, "Don't you think we should do your eyebrows too?" I was like, "What? What is wrong with my eyebrows? These are power brows." She's like, "No, they're not. Let's get you cleaned up." So, got them cleaned up, and I've been waxing them ever since.
That's Good.
Yeah. I had those powerful Aries eyebrows that were just like really powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. There I do with my cat thing again. It's no wonder the bees call me cat woman.
You know what I find funny?
Tell me.
And I don't see it very often.
What?
I think I see it more like on Saturday nights, live skits.
I haven't seen that.
The unibrow.
Oh my God, don't get me started on the unibrow. I can't tell you some stories. Look at my hair. I didn't do my hair today. Well, I blow dried it straight, but instead of leaving it natural or curly, naturally curly, but it's getting longer, but it's getting kind of shaggy. I'm trying to grow it out, and my hair grows like 1/4 of an inch a week. So you know how I get my hair to grow long? I finally learned a method.
And what is that?
Avocado pits. I eat the avocado pit. So I only eat 2 a week though, because it can be toxic. So I put it in my Vitamix blender with half an avocado. Sometimes I forget the avocado and I just use the pits because I collect them so I can eat them. Just so good for your hair and skin and nails. So that's my secret. You know what else? I had a hairdresser teach me that even on the days, so you don't wash your hair every day, right? But on the days you don't wash your hair, you rinse it out and blow dry it, and it combs the oil through the hair.
Really?
Yeah, so it gets it off your scalp when you rinse it and blow dry it, and you just pull it through, and it nourishes the hair. I need to do that more often.
Very cool. I've never heard that before.
I hadn't either.
I only hear about the dry shampoo craze. And I'm like, did someone just think of like when people used to do baby powder to put in their hair?
It's just a sprayable powder.
That's all they really did. And somebody made millions of dollars.
A lot of people are making a lot of money off of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so no nosy haired men. No hairy nosed men.
Who said that?
I don't know what I said.
No.
I just said that.
Angela, are you saying that I would go to work like that? Yep, go to work like that.
I don't know what she says. What she means.
I don't know. I think she's saying that I went to work that way with the eyebrows like that because I didn't pencil them in one day. And she's like, what's going on with your eyebrows? I think that's what it was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And what's up with the people waxing all their eyebrows off and then painting them on?
That wouldn't be good for me either.
What is that all about?
Artistic.
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know.
When you have this beautiful creation to work with. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
All I can say, Mr. Larry, thank you for the topic on the waxing, the nasal wax.
We thought it'd be more funny, but we didn't get funny.
We didn't get funny on that. Yes. Oh my gosh. So, yeah.
I went to work like that.
I went to work like that.
With half your eyebrow?
Gosh. Yes. That's what she's saying. And she'd be like, oh my God, girl, what are you doing?
What did they nickname you?
Oh, where I worked, I have no idea. I probably had several at that point. So, I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd come up with a nickname for you. I don't know what. Come up with a nickname for Michelle's half brow. The funniest one wins.
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago.
It's okay. I want to hear a funny. I want somebody to come up with a funny nickname.
Oh my goodness.
Have a good day, guys.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.